chat is off for a little bit, so if you guys are chatting, just remind everyone that we got the chat off before I'll do my lesson on sixths, and then we will talk about, hello everyone, we'll talk about the contest winner and some Q&A. So hello everyone, we'll let everyone file in. For everyone on the replay, again, I have my chat off for the first portion where I teach like the mini live lesson. And then I'll announce the winner, like I said, and Q&A. So I'm just going to wait for a couple seconds. I'm going to play this little tiny backing track I have here. And just play. I'm going to wait for a couple more people to show up. All right, there they are. Alright, so let's get right to it. Sixths. Sixths. A lot of people have heard about playing sixths, and to be fair and honest, man, when I first came across the subject of sixths, it was quite confusing. I didn't really, like, understand it. There was a lot of, like, ways to think about it. So I'm just gonna give, like, an intro to sixths. You know, you could really dive, like, into a rabbit hole with the concept of sixth. But we're going to show you where they come from, what they are, and kind of how to think about them so they kind of make sense, at least how I see it. So let's talk about sixths. Sixths are when you see the guitar player, hear the guitar player do this stuff. Boom. If I can play it right. These types of things. And so, what are they? Well, this is, in the guitar world, it's called sixth. Why is it called a sixth? Well, because there's some sort of harmony going here where one note you have and then the other note is a sixth interval away. So if you look at this guy here, and we're going to do this in the key of G, okay? If I play the 4th fret of the G string and the 3rd fret of the high E string, I get these two notes here. And the way that a lot of people justify calling them sixths, or why they're called sixths, is because usually the note, the lowest note, gets I guess where we're counting from. So this is a B and it goes to a G. So B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay, there it is. It's a sixth away. And when I do this, I have a C and I have an E. And if you look, C, D, no, sorry, I have a C and an A. Again, it's good to actually know what you're doing. A C and an A. So you have these two shapes right here, this guy or this guy that we're going to be talking about. And that's 5th fret and 5th fret. So here we have a C and we have an A. And you have C, D, E, F, G, A, a sixth. And so when you're learning about these sixths, you kind of go, okay, well, why this one or why that one? How do we use them in a song? And to be quite honest, you kind of have to see what they really are. And what they really are is kind of in their secondary name, which is called inverted thirds. I've heard that term before, but that's a good way to think about it. And now, what I mean by that is what it is, it's really just when you're counting from the third of a chord back home. So when you look at this, if you look here, I have the 3rd fret and the 4th fret. Well, that really is just the major third and the root note of a G chord. There it is. It's this note and this note right there, those two guys. And if you look, it's a 1 and a 3. And it's like, okay, cool, well, I can see that, like an inverted third. So if I'm playing a G, like playing this sixth here, sounds good because it's really just the 1 and the 3. But what about this shape, and this guy, and these? And when you look at it as thirds, the concept gets a lot easier. Well, what do I mean by that? Well, let's look at the chords first in the key of G. If you guys are new to the stitch method, or you're not, I really like to look at your chord base as to see what's happening. It's really a kind of fundamental kind of perspective. So let's get to this. So if we're in the key of G, and I'm just going to use this chord shape as best I can until I get to the F sharp minor 7 or the F sharp diminished. So we have the G chord here. And then the next chord you have is A minor. And yes, I am flipping you off. No, I'm kidding. All right, and then I'm going to go to the B minor. All right, and where's my tone? Oh, there. If I do that. And then up to the C. And then a D. And it's going to get really tight. E minor up here. And I can get my F sharp minor. I can get my F sharp diminished triad right here. And then back all the way to my G chord here. Now, if you look at what's really happening in sixths, what happened was, I'm just making this up in history, but what happened was I have a funny feeling that somebody was doing this and they were just counting from this note as the starting point to this note. But in reality, what sixes are, can't even say that, are just thirds of chords usually placed within a key. So let's discuss. We have this guy from the key of G. Well, this comes right from the major third and the root note of a G chord. The next chord, A minor. Sorry, A minor. Well, the same strings, I have these notes. And that's 5 and 5. Now, this is a sixth away as well, but this is a minor chord. Okay, so you have your major chord and your minor chord. Now, this shape we call sixth, but really just the thirds or minor thirds of chords within the key. So here's my A minor, here's my B minor. Here's my G major. Don't drink coffee, okay? A minor. Next chord is B minor. Here. So I have a looping chord right now. Here's my G chord. Let's see. If we hear it, we can kind of hear it, right? Now, if I'm playing in G major, if I'm taking a little solo, and I want a little bit of that sixth flavor, you can put in the sixth, the quote-unquote sixth, of the chords that go in that key. G major, A minor, B minor. Well, let's keep going. I hope you're enjoying this. I really do. I'll turn the chat on a little bit. It's not on right now. Okay, so now I'm up here. So you have G, A minor, B minor. Next is C major. Okay, we're in the key of C. C major, D major. Oh, there's my D major. Just these two notes. E minor. Okay, so let's get up to there. So now I'm going to loop my C chord, and I'm going to play any combination of these sixths based off of the chords. Really, sixths are just the ones and the threes of the chord, or one and major third, or one and minor third of the chords in your key, played at the same time. You usually see them in these shapes. You can play them anywhere. This is just the introduction. So here's, if I'm going to keep a static G major chord, I'm going to solo a little bit with sixes. You might hear some familiar riffs, like They Love Each Other from The Dead, or any other country, or any other smooth song that you like. Here we go. So. Alright, so there you go. So now we're going to keep going. What's really cool, the last thing I'm going to say before we go, and I hope I'm doing my job, and I will open this up to Q&A just in case I missed anything. Again, sixths are just inverted thirds. And I like to think of them much better than sixths. Because sixth, like, it's like, okay, I'm playing a sixth, but how do you do it? Like, what do you do with it? I know what it is, but here it's like, okay, it's just a third of a chord you're playing in key. And now, so you have G major, A minor, B minor, C major, D major, E minor, then you have F sharp diminished, or F sharp a minor 7 flat 5, which would be this. But you can see it's right here. It's the same shape because this is the 1, this is the flat 3. That's the minor shape. So this is your diminished triad as a sixth chord, or as a sixth. And you come home an octave higher to that G. Okay. So now, again, here it is, and I'm going to play out. One thing I forgot to mention. So say you're playing guitar solo, right? And you're playing in G major, and you're playing like a little intro thing here. You can use your 6 to climb up to any other G major scale. Keep going with those chords to your next major scale. This is what it sounds like. That's how you screw up. And there's the live YouTube. All right, I hope I did my job. Sixths are just pieces of thirds of chords in your key. There's a lot more to do with it. That's like where you want to enter the field. I hope it made sense. Now I'm going to turn the chat on and say hi to everyone. We'll announce a winner in a couple seconds. Let me see how you guys are doing. And if you're watching the replay, you can leave now, or you can stick around for the live chat. Hello, everybody. Okay. Nice. Private lessons. Oh, hey. Hey, Matt. This is my friend Matt. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. I'm glad he's up in New York. Hey. Hey, Adam. Andrew. Okay, so you guys want to know the winner? Here we go. Brown Eyed Girl, right? Brown Eyed Girl has that sixth feel. Very good, very good. Sorry, I'm getting my computer turned on right now, and I'm glad that was helpful. I'm really glad that was helpful. Honestly, it's something that really puzzled me. Is this the same thing as the Nashville scale? Tom Spallone, okay, ask, is it the same thing as the Nashville scale? Pretty much. Pretty much. The Nashville scale that I did with my friend Sean is using, let's see, C and E, but here, it's weird. It's the C is here, the E is here, so it's really mostly thirds. You can see it there. Okay, so hello everyone. Man, hi. So Tom, it pretty much is like the Nashville scale, except the Nashville scale, I'm finding, let's make sure, C major, if I can do this right, D minor. Yeah, the, oh yeah, well, the root note's on top here. Well, it's changing. Here, the root note's on top here. 1, 3, 1, 3, and this is 1, 3. Yeah, it's pretty similar, Tom. Yeah, good job. Sorry, I had to think that through. I can answer things, but I have to think about it. So yes, there it is. Okay, so now, hello from South Africa. Hello. Prince is great. Cool. And Tom, thank you for rocking the Stitch Method shirt at your gig. Both your bass and your shirt looked awesome. All right, so let's get to it. Does it only work in a major sound setting? No. Well, no. Okay, so is it Tariq or Tariq? No, because I'll just explain this. He asked, do the sixths work as excuse me, just in the major? No, because that was G major, but G major is the same key as E minor. So if you have an E minor song, right? You know, you have your E minor. You just want to find out where your E minor is. And it'll work the same. You'll still get the same feel as long as you can locate where your 1 is, where your tonal center is, where that E minor is. But they go together hand in hand. I hope that short answer kind of made sense. Hope so. All right, so let's go to the videotape. Let's go to Creator Studio. I have my computer sitting here in limbo. Why are you there in limbo, Matt? Did you miss it? Into the Mystic. Yes, Into the Mystic has this. Yes, Buddha. Into the Mystic has a 6th climb. Very good. All right, so Video Manager. Let's go to Videos. I'm announcing the contest winner. The way this contest worked was you had to thumbs up the riff of the thumbs up the link of the riff that you enjoy the most. So I just loaded up. Here it is. We're announcing right now. Guitar Phrasing Part 2, Breath and Heart. I'm going to go to comments. Okay, top comment. So I have to go by top comments. Down by the Seaside. Yes. Yeah, Into the Mystic. All good. You're hearing it. Now, the reason that it works, again, is because, one thing I want to show you is very, very common since the discussion is on, and we can get into sixes like crazy. There's so much to do about sixes, but a very popular thing in sixes is when, now follow me, I'm going to be in that G major. Yeah, the G major, sitting here in limbo seems to use the 6. Oh, okay, cool. I didn't know what he was talking about. Thank you. Thank you. G major, A minor, B minor. Now, if you look here, the B is the major third. G, A, B. Hello, buddy. So what a lot of people do in country and bluegrass, and I see this a lot, is they'll actually do a 6th across the minor third from the 2nd chord to the minor third. Why you no mention Steve Cropper yet? I don't really listen to Steve Cropper. I'm sorry. I will put it on the to-do list. I don't mean to offend. I just don't know a lot of things. G, A minor, and you hear that a lot. That stuff where they're crossing from the major 2nd to the minor 3rd to up to the major 3rd. I hope that all made sense. So you see that a lot. So are the distances the same? Yes, the distances are totally the same. If I was an A, it'd be A major, B minor, C sharp minor, D major, E major, E major, F sharp minor, G diminished, and back to A. Okay, so totally. All right, so let's get to the contest winner, guys. Come on, let's do this. And the winner is, I don't even know who's in there. The winner is, hope he sees this, Bennett Reed. Bennett Reed, you had 14 upvotes. And let me tell you, congratulations to Bennett. I will tell everyone, I was super, super impressed with every single person who put a melody in. I mean, it warmed my heart. You know, it's really funny. I don't get to see you guys. You guys get to see me. I've seen some of you through either a FaceTime lesson or really that's it, or a picture of you wearing a Stitch Method shirt, Tom. And so we got a lot of entries, and it's really cool to put a face to some of the users. I see the comments come on. So I'm going to play it. I'm going to play his melody. Here he is here. I think you can hear it because it's on my computer. Hope it doesn't stop the stream. Here we go. Let's see what we got here. time. It loops around. Very good. All right, there it is. So Bennett Reed won. He had the most amount of votes.
All right, well,
and
another episode.
What happened here?
Stitch Method.
Oh, that's my video. So I want to say that shirt is so Florida. It is such a Florida shirt. A, because it's pastel. B, because it's like anti-sweat cooling. So you're absolutely right. This is a Florida shirt, and I'm proud to be wearing it. Dude, it's so hot. So you gotta do something to cool off. And these things are like having constant breezes in your pits. All right, so Bennett Reed, please message me from your account. I will message you as well. You won yourself a Nooks AS4 amp simulator right there. All right, there it is. All right, so congratulations. I want to say to every single one of you who put a melody in, fantastic job. Honestly, it really warmed my heart to see you guys like applying it and trying new things and getting a melody out. I know this sounds like a grade school comment, but like there was no losers here. I was so happy that everyone put it in. I have a wife. Thank you. Everybody, there was no losers. Just this guy had the most upvotes, and I can't thank all of you enough for participating. So great job. All right, so now I don't have a ton of time because I believe I have a business meeting about Stitch Method coming up. Yes. Oh, John Mayer. Yes, I do love John Mayer. Saw Daniel post an Instagram story of fish playing a restaurant. Really? They played in a restaurant? Okay, cool. Is it all about the you? Okay, sorry. Stitch, can we get in the mind of Transstasia? It's Ice. The song It's Ice. Oh, you know what? Yes, first of all, you can. That song, when I first heard it, blew me away. Now, does each hit have a Jerry? Does each hit have a Jerry hand? Oh, on the blotter paper? Yeah. Okay. So this is Jerry Garcia blotter paper, and he's asking, is there real acid on each one of these? The answer is no. Okay. The answer is no. What happened to your song with Sean? My schedule's been so crappy, and once next week comes, we're going to finish up our song together. Nothing happened. All right, no one else picked up Mariah Carey, Always Been My Baby, matching to the contest backing track. Oh, you know, sorry. Yes, Always Be My Baby by Mariah Carey was the same exact backing track, but that backing track is actually the same as every song. So you had a great ear. I saw your video, by the way. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson. I can answer some questions. We're not going to talk about that, bro. Sorry. This is a political free zone. Let's talk about a couple things. What pics do you use? Haha, okay, what pics? Okay, so great. To be honest, when I started teaching, I'm going to answer my pics, okay, about what the pics. When I started teaching, yeah, before the bass solo was 6, yes it is. Before I started teaching, I could care less about what pic I was using as long as it was a nice, thick pic. I like thick pics, whether they're celluloid or like a gripping material. I'm being very serious. I don't have a favorite type of pic. I like it. This is a 1.5 millimeter. I like between 0.9 and 1.8, like just a nice thick pic. The more thick your pic is, the easier it is to transfer your real intent into a string. When you're first learning guitar, you really want to, you rely on the soft pick to help like bend and get a nice sweetness to the strings. But as you get better, you want your thick, just get a quarter. No, I tried using a quarter. They don't work. But I like a nice thick pick because it doesn't flex. And when you have your intent and when you develop your skills, I'm not the best guitar player in the world, but I'm very comfortable with where I am. Like I can transfer my intent onto the strings, whether it's dynamically or whether it's rhythm. Yeah, I like thick picks, and I can't deny. Very, very funny. So anyway, so I like thick picks only because they go with my playing very well. Have I ever met Trey? No. I have not met Trey, but I'll tell you the story. I've met every single other member of Fish, and it's not like I was disappointed, but I think the funniest interaction I had was my old band was in Vermont, and we were actually playing Nectar's. And we played Nectar's, which is the venue that Fish started at, and the next morning we woke up, and I forgot we were sleeping at a hotel or sleeping at somebody's house, Well, this is like 15 years ago, and I was outside this restaurant, this like cool little diner, just like a diner in the middle of snowy Vermont, and I'm outside, and I'm leaning against the window where the rest of my band is, so like I could literally turn around, just like tap on the window, and I'm outside, and I see this guy like kind of hunched over, walking, holding the hands of his two kids, and he's kind of shuffling through the snow. And I look at him, and I'm like, oh my God, that's John Fishman. Like that's John Fishman. So he looks at me, and I'm like, how you doing? And he walks past me. As soon as like he's like out of sight, like I turn around, like I bang ferociously on the window. I'm like, boom, 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 boom. And everyone looks at me. I'm like, John Fishman. That is John Fishman. John Fishman is coming into the restaurant. So sure enough, I didn't follow him, but he sat down. I just went right up to him, and I was like, listen, I know you're busy, and I know you get this all the time, but I just want to thank you so much for what you do. It has brought me so much joy. And I'm like, I'm gonna leave you alone, but thank you, thank you, thank you. And he was like, oh, that was very nice of you. And I was like, all right, bye. I didn't want to encroach on his time, but that was like the funniest one. I met Gordon Page at Nectar's when they walked in and sat down, and I was like, phew, but that was that. All right, any other questions before I need to get go? Nice thin pick for some strum work. Yes, and as you get, Jonathan, as you get better, then I fainted, right? As you get better, your hand's gonna demand a thicker pick, and I'm being serious. It's not me in any way saying like, oh, you're amateur. It's not. It's just the more you pay attention to the duties of your right hand, the thicker of a pick you're gonna need. Dinner with Trey or Jimmy? Oh my God, dinner with Trey, Anastasia, or Jimmy Page? Can I answer that in my next live feed, please? Is that okay? Because that's a hard one. Sarasota does need jam bands. Yeah, should I start one in Sarasota? Should I start Sarasota's first jam band and call it a 55 plus? Because every community down here is a 55 plus. That'd be great. What was that? Oh yeah, my wife has an awesome. My wife just shouted from the bedroom. My wife has an awesome. A location for a festival. They built this whole new like water complex here. It's pretty cool. That's a great name for a band, right? 55 plus. That's perfect. Anyway, you're a great teacher. Thank you. I could have live lessons with you. I love you. Thank you. Thank you. You know, I'm really trying to transfer over to more and more FaceTime lessons. I did have an opening in my schedule, and I contacted people on my waiting list, which is the waiting list is you can find the link. Some videos. I have to be a little more consistent with the videos. But thank you for everyone for doing that, for signing up lessons. Jam band name Sean's Hair. That's funny. Well, Stitch Method live family video, kind of like what is that? What's that show called? What's the '60s show called? Something show. Not a. What, sweetie? What do they call it? Like the Osmonds had like, what kind of show? A variety show. Variety show. There it is. Yes, variety show. All right, guys. So I hope you enjoyed the Stitch Family Variety Hour. That'd be good. Okay, yeah. We could do some cooking. Okay, please do some stuff in the Eagles. I will definitely do some stuff in the Eagles. I was working on the Hotel California solo with a private lesson of mine. Joe Walsh. Love Joe Walsh. Joe Walsh. Actually, my wife and I just saw Joe Walsh in concert about 2 months ago, and he was great. He was so great. And what I love about Joe Walsh is just how effortless he plays. And, oh no, thank you, man. Fun for an area. Let's go a little. I mean, that's that. If you don't like that groove, I don't know what's wrong with you. So, no, harmonic minor. The Hotel California is not in a harmonic minor. It might be. No. It changes. Every 4 beats, those scales change. And Joe Walsh and Don Felder, they do a great job. I mean, that's one of the most. Rory Gallagher. You know, I've been listening to Rory Gallagher. By the way, I'm taking a year to study bluegrass. I just want to get into bluegrass. I've been kind of trying to find I understand bluegrass. Like I understand how bluegrass works. I haven't even talked about that, but like I want to get physically fit on bluegrass. That's a hard genre to master. I mean, to understand it, it's like, okay, I understand what you're doing, but oh nice, you play the banjo. Banjo is amazing to me. I absolutely love the banjo. All right, so we did a lesson on the 6th, and if you just mentioned what's good, hey buddy. No, okay, no regular video this week. I'm glad you caught on. Usually I do videos on Tuesday, but to be honest, it's the last couple of weeks of summer, and I've been trying to spend as much time with the family before they go back to school. So when school starts, my schedule will get back up. You know, so there it is. I apologize for slacking on it, but all best intentions. I have a ton of stuff going on. James Gang in Tampa. Do I have an email? I do. Okay, it's stitchmethod@gmail.com. Bagatelle, sell to the butcher store. Yeah, Reba was awesome. Oh, by the way, before I go, I'll tell you this, and I hope, I mean, I know that I talk about, thanks, man. I know I talk about Trey Anastasio a lot, but I did watch the Baker's Dozen live. There were some shows that blew my mind, but what really, really blew my mind was, and again, I know I talk about fish a lot, and pardon me, I do Skype lessons. Yeah, I'm gonna do SRV. I have all this stuff waiting in the wings, but when I played Reba a long time ago, there's this line from Reba. Is this still Long Boy? There's this line from Reba. I'm gonna play it nice and slow, and it goes like this. It goes. That's very slow, okay? And oh. Like that. And what's crazy is, I mean, super crazy, those cameras are right on Trey's hand, and I really understood for the first time, and I've known this for a while, but how big his hands really are, because what he does is, this note here, without any effort, he plays it here, and like, look how contorted my hand is. He goes, but I mean, like, every finger down and pulls it back, and you can see I'm kind of like leaning into it, but he's just, he's and I was like, okay, no wonder his lines are so unique, because his hands are mammoth. So anyway, listen, guys, I have to go. I thank you so much for being here. Congratulations again to Bennett Reed. I'll put his little name on the description when I can. And there it is. So there, oh God, you guys are all, thank you, you're all saying goodbye. Thank you, you guys are awesome. The Stitch Method videos will continue back on. Practice your sixths. Really understand them, understand how they work, understand what they do. The more you realize that they come from chords, it's not necessarily the scale itself. Then you can see, like, you can translate when somebody says, hey, play some six, you'd be like, oh, you mean just pieces from chords? But like, you don't say that to them, you just kind of like say it here and go, okay, and that's it, the sixth method. All right, Stitch Family Variety Hour coming soon. Thanks a lot to all of you being here. I'll talk to you all very soon. Bye-bye.